Hey everyone, today we are going to make these cute little maple leaf earrings. Hey everyone, this is Ariel with Xerelia Jewelry, and we're here today to make these cute little maple leaf earrings. I've also made it into a necklace, so you have some options for what you can do with this. I do have a pattern for this maple leaf on my Etsy shop. You don't need to have the pattern in order to follow along with this video, but it will be easier because I will be referencing the numbers of the beads that I will be putting on. Each bead has a number in which it is put onto the maple leaf, so you'll have an idea of how to go about putting the pattern together. It's got a lot of other really good information on it, like exactly how many beads you're going to need and how much thread you're going to need. So we're just going to get started today. I have got my 6-pound Fireline crystal all strung up on my big eye needle. So I've gone ahead and laid out all of the colors that we're going to be using. I'm going to be using the exact same colors that you just saw in the showpieces. This first one is a Silverline Gold. They're all 11/aught Miyuki Delica beads. The second one is a Silverlined Orange. The third is a Silverlined Red. And the fourth one is a dyed opaque cranberry color. So in order to get us started, I've set aside one bead of a different color. I've chosen white today as my stop bead so we can tell it apart from all the other beads to know that it doesn't belong for when we go to take it off later. So in order to get our stop bead started, we're going to push it down towards the end of our thread, and today we're going to leave ourselves a 12-inch tail. So you just go through your stop bead one time and pull it tight, and then go through a second time to keep it really secure there. Okay, so now that we got our stop bead on, we can go ahead and get started with the pattern. I've numbered each and every single bead in the order in which it goes on. So starting off with bead number 1 is a Silverline Gold bead. I'm just going to be calling these gold for brevity's sake. So 1 gold bead, 1 orange bead, 3 red beads, 1 orange bead, 2 red beads, we've got 5 cranberry beads, 2 red beads, 1 orange bead, 3 more red beads, and ending off with an orange bead. So here we have our whole lineup of just the first row of beads. Okay, so we're going to pull that down to our stop bead, and that was beads number 1 through 20. So in putting on bead number 21, we can see that that's an orange bead. So now we're going to be sticking our needle back through bead number 19, and that's a Silverlined Red. There we are, that's what we've got going on, and that is the start of our peyote stitch. Okay, so we just put on bead number 21. Bead number 22 is a cranberry, and from here on out we're mostly going to be doing peyote stitch. There is going to be a little bit of brick stitching going on when it comes to sewing on the pointy bits a little bit later, but we'll get to that in a minute. Bead number 23 is a Silverlined Red. Number 24 is another cranberry. "25 is a Silverlined Red. "26, another Silverlined Red. "27, a cranberry. 28 silver lined red, 29 is a cranberry, 30 is a silver lined orange. So since we are to the end of the row here, and this gold bead is actually a singular bead, so we don't want to go in through it like we normally would for a peyote stitch like that, because we won't have anywhere to go afterwards. So instead we're going to go through the orange bead underneath and go all the way up through this cranberry here. And then we're going to go through the red silver lined underneath, the red silver lined next to that, the orange underneath of the orange that we just put on. So now we can pull that through. And so now our thread is going through that little orange bead, bead number 2. And now we can put it through the last bead we put on, which is bead number 30. And now we're ready to get started on our third row. So continuing on with the pattern, bead number 31 is a silver lined red. "32 is a cranberry. "33 is also a cranberry. "34 is a silver lined red. "35 is a cranberry. "36 is a silver lined red. "37 is a cranberry. "38 is also a cranberry. And number 39 is a silver lined red. Okay, so before we get started on the next row, you can see we have this little gold guy over here. We're going to put one over on this side too. That's going to be bead number 40 going on, and we're actually coming out of the correct bead already. So we're going to grab our little gold bead and put it through the orange right below the one that we're coming out of. And then go right back through the orange on the top. And there you've tacked on your little gold bead and ready to go on to the next row. So bead 41 is the start of the next row, and that's an orange bead. "42 is a silver lined red. "43 is a cranberry. "44 is another silver lined red. "45, another silver lined red. And now that we've done a little bit of the pattern, you can see that this is the vein that's going up the middle. That means we are at the point of the pattern where we are just reversing what we just did. So another silver lined red. another silver lined red. Then we got a cranberry coming up here. Silver lined red. And the last one going on is bead number 50, an orange bead. And so since we're at the end of the row here and we don't have another bead to go into, we're going to go into the bead underneath of it. Get it to lay correctly here. And then we are going to make our way around so that we are going out of this top orange bead to the right side. So I'm just snaking my way around through these beads until I get there. So we're going out to the left. And then to the right, setting us up for bead number 51, which is a silver lined red. 52 is a cranberry. 53 is red. 54 is orange. 55 cranberry. 56 orange. 57 red. 58 cranberry. 59 red. So now we're starting to see a pattern here. We got a vein coming up this way, a vein coming up this way, a vein going over that way. The next bead on our list is bead number 60, and that is a red bead. '61 is cranberry. 62 is another cranberry. 63 is an orange. 64 is red. 65 is red. 66 is orange. 67 cranberry. 68 cranberry. 69 red. And since we're at the end again here, once again we're going to go through the orange underneath. Try and coax it to lay in the correct spot. It really doesn't want to. And we're going to make our way back around until we're going right out of the bead that we just put on. And now we can continue on with bead number 70, which is cranberry. 71 is red. 72 is red. 73 is orange. 74 cranberry. 75 orange. 76 red. 77 red, 78 cranberry, and that is the end of our row. I'm going to get a little bit of slack on my thread here, then go ahead and start on the next row, which is number 79, which is a red bead. $80 is also red. $81 is cranberry. $82 is orange. $83 red. $84 is also red. $85 orange. $86 cranberry. $87 red. And 88 is also red. Again, we're at the end of the row, so we're going to be going in through the bead underneath. And now we're finally getting through that red, going to the right hand side so we can start on the next row. That means we're starting on bead number 89, which is red. Bead number 90 is red. $91 is red. $92 is orange. $93 is cranberry. $94 is orange. $95 is red. $96 is red, and $97 is also red. So we'll start on our next row. Number 98 is orange. So we're going to go ahead from this point and tack on some other colors. So we're going to go up through bead number 78, and then up through bead number 60, and that puts us out where we need to be to put on beads number 99 and 100, which are both orange beads. Okay, so we have two beads, and we're going to brick stitch these on by going through the thread bridge between bead number 98 and 79. And then we go back up through bead number 100, and you can see that bead number 99 does not want to lay down. So we have to go back down through bead number 99, and then back up through bead number 100. And pull nice and tight, and that'll get them to sit straight like that. And that means we can finally tack on bead number 101, which is a gold bead. Pull them nice and tight so it sits well, and that's where we are with that brick stitch that we just put on. And we continue on with bead number 102, and to get there we need to go through this red bead here. So we can put on bead number 102, which is an orange bead. 103 is red. 104 is orange. 105 is red. 106 is red. 107 orange. 108 red. 109 orange. 110 also orange. And here's where we're going to go to the bead underneath again. And this time we're going to want to come at a bead number 69. Because now we're going to brick stitch on these two orange beads just like we did on the other side. So beads 111 and 112 are going on at the same time. Both orange beads, and we brick stitch them on by going through this top thread bridge. Back in through bead 112. Down through 111. Up through 112 again. And then we can tack on bead number 113, which is a gold bead. Okay, now both sides are symmetrical. We can go back and put on bead number 114. And in order to get in position to do that, we're going to need to go through bead number 89 and bead number 109. That sets us up to put on 114, which is an orange bead. $115 is also an orange bead. $116 is a red bead. $117 is a cranberry bead. $118 is a red bead. $119 is orange. And our last bead for this row is 120, which is also orange. Now since we're decreasing, we're going to go back through bead number 80, which is right underneath where we are. Then through bead number 96. Then through 103. And then through bead 119. And that will set us up to put on bead 121, which is a red bead. $122 is cranberry. $123 is cranberry. $124 is red. Bead number 125 is the next row, which is also red. That means we're getting ready to go back the other direction, so back in through bead 124. Bead 126 is cranberry. 127, cranberry. 128, also cranberry. And number 129 is red. And since we're at the end of the row again, we're going to go in through the bead underneath. And then I'm going to make my way around until I'm going out to the left of that top red bead. Which means I can now put on bead number 130, which is a cranberry. $131 is red. $132 is red. $133 is cranberry. And then starting the next row, bead number 134 is a red. $135 is red. $136 is cranberry. $137 red. And $138 is also red. And we're going back down through the bead underneath. And then snake our way back around to going through the left of that top red bead. So bead number 139 is going on next, and that's a red bead. 140 is a red bead. 141 is a red bead. And 142 is also a red bead. That's what we've got so far. Ready for the next row. Bead number 143 is an orange bead. $144 is another orange bead. $145 is a cranberry bead. $146 is an orange bead. And $147 is an orange bead. Back in through the bead underneath of it. And now we're going to make our way to going out the right hand side of bead number 129. We just put on bead number 147. We're going to go in through bead number 130, to the right on bead number 121, and to the right on bead number 129. And that puts us in the right position to put on beads number 148 and 149, both orange beads. And just like we did before, we're going to brick stitch these on by going through the top thread bridge. Back up through 149, down through 148, up through 149 again. So now they lie nice and flat. Now we can tack on bead number 150, which is a gold bead, and continue on the row with bead 151, which is an orange bead. 152, a red bead. 153, also red. Bead 154 is an orange bead. And then we're going to make our way to go out the left-hand side of bead 125, so we can brick stitch on our mirror image just like the other side. We're putting on beads 155 and 156, which are orange beads, and we're brick stitching them on by going through the top thread bridge. Up through 156, back down through 155, up through 156 again, and then pull nice and tight to make them lay flat. Tacking on bead 157, which is gold. And now we're going to make our way through bead 154 to set us up to put on bead 158. Which is an orange bead. $159 is cranberry. $160 is orange. And then we make our way to bead number 160, going towards the inside. So we can put on bead number 161, which is a red bead. 162, also red. And on the next row, 163 is orange. 164 is red. 165 is orange, in through the bead underneath again. And then we make our way over to going through bead 165 towards the inside. $166 is orange. $167 is orange. And now we make our way back up through bead 167 going inward, where we can put on bead number 168, which is an orange bead. 169 is gold. 170 is gold. And then I'm going to make my way across to go through bead 169 going inward, where we will put on bead number 171, the final bead for this side, which is a gold bead. So looking pretty leafy so far. And now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to tie this end off. So what I like to do is just start snaking my way through these beads here. And you want to change directions several times. You don't want to just be going in a straight line, because that's easier to pull out. And my favorite thing to do is do an entire loop around 2 beads. So I'm going down through this red bead, going up through the orange next to it, and then down through the red again. So that our thread has just made an entire loop around these 2 beads. So now when we work our way towards the edge, we can burn off our thread without worrying that our work is going to come undone. So I'm using my trusty thread zapper here. I like it because you can get really close, like you can't even see where we cut it off. And so that is that half of the leaf. And so the reason that we left ourselves that long tail is so that we can go back and finish the rest of the leaf with it. So I've strung up this long tail that we left, and now we're going to go back and take off our stop bead. So just work your way back through it. Until it comes off. And since this little gold bead is no longer secured to anything, we're going to take it back through bead number 30 so that we can tack it on in a pattern that looks symmetrical to the other side. So the next bead on our list is bead number 172. So that means we're going to snake our way all the way back to bead number 6 going towards the inside. So bead number 6 is this lone orange bead here. And now we're ready to put on bead number 172, which is also an orange bead. Bead 173 is a red. .174 is cranberry. .175 is a red. .176 is orange. Okay, so now we can go directly to putting on bead number 177 because we are in the correct position to do so, and that is an orange bead. .178 is red. .179 is cranberry. .180 is another cranberry. .181 is a red. And number 182 is an orange, and since we're at the end of the row, we're going to have to go in through the bead above it. And now we're going to snake our way back around to bead 182, going towards the inside. Bead number 183 is a red. .184 is cranberry. Bead 185 is cranberry. .186 is also cranberry. .187 is red. And starting off the next row, bead 188 is also red. $189 is a cranberry bead. $190 is a red bead. $191 also red. $192 cranberry. And $193 is red, and it's going into the bead above it. And so we're going to snake our way back through to bead number 193, going towards the inside. So that we can now put on bead number 194, which is a red bead. $195 also red. $196 cranberry. $197 red. And bead number 198, also red. And we're all ready to go for the next row, bead number 199, which is an orange bead. $200's a red bead. $201 is also red. $202 red. $203 red. $204 is orange, and that's going to be going into the bead above it. And now we are going to make our way around to coming out of bead number 182 towards the outside. And there we are. So now we can put on beads number 205 and 206, both orange beads. And this one is going to go into the bottom thread bridge. Back up through bead 206, down through 205, up through 206 again. And now we are in the perfect position to tack on bead number 207, which is a gold bead. Now to get to bead number 208, we need to be going through bead number 204 towards the inside. So that means I'm just going to zigzag right down to bead number 204. Bead 208 is also an orange bead. $209 orange. $210 is a cranberry. 211 is orange. And number 212 is also orange. And now I'm in the perfect position to put on beads number 213 and 214, brick stitching them on. So we're going to go right under the thread bridge between this orange and red set of beads right here. And then wrap around both beads to make them lie flush. And now we tack on our gold bead, number 215. And now to make my way over to bead number 216, I need to be coming out of bead 212 towards the inside. So just one bead over from where we are right now. And bead number 216 is an orange bead. 217, an orange bead. 218, orange bead. And 219, also an orange bead. And that is it for the body of the leaf. The only thing left for us to do is the stem. And this is where I'm going to be deviating from the pattern a little bit because the pattern has this little stem on it before the loop. We've got these 3 extra little beads to make a stem for the leaf. But since I'm going to be turning this one into an earring, I'm just going to go straight to the loop. So there's 3 beads that I'm going to just skip, and that helps the earring not be able to twist quite as much. So that means I need to make my way over to this spot over here, coming out of bead 218 towards the inside. So now we're going to put on 6 cranberry beads, whereas the pattern has you putting on 9 of them. But since I'm just doing the loop for the earrings, we only need 6 cranberry beads. So I'm going to go back through the first cranberry bead that I just put on and stitch it up tight. And that makes our little loop there. And I'm going to go in through bead number 217 here. And then I'm going to snake my way around to going back through bead 118, going towards the inside. And go around the loop again to really reinforce it. That's going to make sure it doesn't go anywhere, and it makes our loop look nice and round when we reinforce it like that. So back through bead 218 towards the inside, and then all the way back around the loop. And then back into bead number 217. And so now that is our whole leaf. all we have to do is tie off our little tail here. And we're just going to go back in like we did with the other half, kind of snake around, making a couple loops to make sure it's really secure. So that way you know your little loop is not going to pull off, because this is where all the tension of the earring is hanging. So there, I just did one loop, and I'm going to make sure I go ahead and do a second loop, since this is the thread our earring is hanging on and we don't want it going anywhere. Okay, now I'm ready to take my thread zapper and burn that thing right off. And now all that's left to do is put on our little earring hook. So I got my French hook here, and I'm going to carefully take my pliers and open that on up. Slide my bead loop right on in there, and then close it right back up. And there we have our cute little earring. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial today. If you have any questions about anything, definitely leave them down in the comments, and I will do my best to get back to you. And if you do end up making these cute little maple leaves, tag me. I would really love to see it. I will leave my social media links in the description box. Thanks for watching, and hope you have an awesome day.